Hello. Last week, the media was awash with reports of meetings of the Nigeria-US Security Committee set up in the last few weeks by the governments of our country and the US to see how the US can help Nigeria to boost its defense and security assets. Since the bombing of Nigeria and the threats before then by President Trump to take military action against this country, which he followed with the bombing, it appears that both sides have agreed that a more constructive path lies in engaging each other in terms of support and cooperation. The meeting we saw last week involving Nigerians and the US officials, including military officials in the US, in Nigeria, which I think is the second one, gives credence to the fact that it appears we're gaining some distance and some mileage in terms of the manner in which we are cooperating to secure this country more with the support of the US. Now, ordinarily, this will be very cheery news. The US has been a long-standing friend and partner of Nigeria. It has a legitimate interest in offering to help us, and we have an interest in accepting the support and assistance of the US. However, it is very important to draw attention to a number of very critical things if this kind of collaboration is going to continue to bear fruit, and Nigeria and the US will benefit from it. The first one is the framing of the problem that has allowed this type of cooperation to exist in the first place. It's important for Nigeria and for the US that the rhetorics about genocide as the trigger behind this cooperation is lowered and eliminated entirely. If the US is willing to help Nigeria, because Nigeria as a friend is in need of help in specific, very clear terms that does not offend our sovereignty, does not offend our capacities to defend ourselves, and does not cause more problems than it solves, then Nigerians have a reason to be happy and to show gratitude to the US for all manners of support. Two, Nigerians need to know what is going on. What is the US offering? At what cost is it offering this help? What is the motivation for the US in offering this help? And how much concessions are we making to allow a country which just a few months ago was calling us a disgraced country and sending bombs into our population to now sitting down with us and negotiating or discussing parameters of cooperation? Secondly, it is very important that Nigerians are taken into confidence in terms of the details of these negotiations and their conclusions. With respect to the imperatives of sensitivity to secrecy and confidentiality, this is a very, very important issue. Nigerians watch this development with both apprehension and some level of relief that the US has finally come down from rhetorics to concrete cooperation. But we want to know, as much as the need for security allows, the details of what this involves. Then so that you can mobilize Nigerian public opinion to support the initiative of both governments to secure Nigeria further. Three, it is very important that our side, this is the Nigerian side, recognizes the fact that there have to be limits. Nigeria can accept and should accept support and cooperation from other countries, like the US. But ultimately, these support and cooperation must aim at only one thing: boosting our own internal capacities and capabilities to defend ourselves. We do not want to encourage a situation where we become dependent on the US and give the US the leverage to decide what happens in this country. If the US wants to help this country, it's welcome to do so, but it should be done on our terms, and it should be done in a manner that encourages us to fight the problems that we face and not prolong the US agenda in Nigeria.